It's very hard to define the role of parents in the disability rights movement. The ARC has been in this business for 55 years. The ARC was founded by parents who, in the 1950s, were told, you have a kid with a disability, we have a nice institution for them. And these parents said, don't think so. We're just going to do this ourselves. They didn't have school, they didn't have services, they didn't have anything. And they just figured out, okay, let's start a school in a church basement. Let's figure out some way to take our child with a disability and make them part of our family and part of our community. And that grew into realizing, wait a minute, why are we trying to build a school and staff it ourselves? All of the other children get to go to public school. Why can't our kids go to public school? It led to a lot of, I think, inquiry about what might be possible and what should be different. Did we make a lot of mistakes? We parents, I'm going to take responsibility for parents 55 years ago. Yeah, I mean, I think we're still making mistakes. I think parents have a different point of view of disability than a disabled person has. I think, if anything, among family members, brothers and sisters have a view that's more like a person with a disability, because they grow up with disability. Parents have it dropped on their head. You know, it's the only minority group in the United States where the child doesn't belong to the same minority group. I mean, the parents don't belong to the child's minority group. So you're sort of all of a sudden dropped into this world where people treat you very differently and all the expectations are very different and you have no experience. I mean, presumably, if you're a black child in the United States, you're being raised by black parents. They understand what it means to be black in the United States. If you're being raised and you have a disability in the United States, presumably your parents don't. And they don't know, come here from Sikkim, in terms of how you should get through your life. What should you be asking for? What should you be demanding? I mean, the cool thing about Ed is he was able to bridge that. He wasn't a disabled advocate who thought that he sprang full-blown from the mind of Zeus. He understood that his mother had a big part in what his life was and how it worked, and it's unusual. There's a lot of disability advocates whose experience has been fighting against their parents. There's a lot of people with intellectual disability whose experience is fighting against the low expectations and fear of their parents. And that's real. I mean, it's very real. But then the way you deal with that is not to turn your back on parents. What Ed realized, I think, is the way you deal with that is you reach out to parents. You try to help us get that. You try to help us understand it. You try to help us understand it while our kids are still young. It makes a big difference if you can do that. I think he spent all the last years of his life doing that, tromping around the country and around the world, trying to reach people whose kids were still young enough so that it would make a big difference.